Hey there, fifth graders. We've got Module 4, Lesson 3 problem set. Your objective is that you're going to be able to interpret a fraction as a division problem. So let's get started with the first problem. All right, for number 1, we're going to need to fill in the chart, and the first one is done for us. So we can use this first 1A as kind of an example of what we need to do for 1B, C, and so on. So let's get started right here. We got, for number 1B, we've got 3 divided by 2. So if you think about it, we have 3 cookies, and we actually have to divide it between 2 people. So let's think about taking each cookie right now and dividing them in halves. So if I said, okay, there are 2 halves right now, and I divide the second cookie in half, now there's 4 halves, and the last cookie is now going to be total 6 halves. So I have 6 little pieces. So here's 1 half, another half, another half, another half, my 5th half, and my 6 halves. So we actually took each cookie and divided them in halves. So if we go to the next box, we're going to say, okay, we now have 6 halves. We have 6 halves, and we want to divide those 6 pieces, those 6 halves, into 2. So just think of, how many halves would I have? Let's do 6 divided by 2. Well, that's going to give you 3 halves. In unit form, 3 halves is our answer. As an improper fraction, 3 halves also means 3 over 2. Because 3 divided by 2 is also 3 over 2. But you can also pull out a whole. I can say, okay, 3 halves, I can actually pull out a whole, and that's 2 halves. And then how many halves are left over? I would have 1 half left over. And so this is 1 whole. And so that can tell you that as a mixed number right here, it is 1 and 1 half. Now another way we can do this is to do a little long division. So if we pretend that the doghouse, the division house is right there, 3 divided by 2, the dividend needs to go inside, and the divisor needs to go on the outside. So 3 divided by 2. Now if you count by twos, how close can you get to 3 without going over? Well, you have 2, 4, 6. Oh, we went over too much. So we can only go, 2 can go into 3 only 1 time. Because 1 times 2, it gives me 2. And then I would subtract, and that would be my remainder. Well, we can turn that into a fraction. This remainder is actually going to be with 1 left over out of our divisor 2. So here's where we get 1 and 1 half by doing long division. Now I can check that by doing, looking at the example up here for checking. I'm going to use this kind of modeling. If I take my answer and I multiply it by 2, my job is, do I get the number 3? So I'm going to go and say 2 times 1 and 1 half, which really means 1 and 1 half plus 1 and 1 half, which I'll go ahead and change it in blue. If I add up all of the whole numbers first, I would have 2 wholes. And if I added up the halves, which I have 2 of them, I would get 2 halves. Well, you know that 2 halves is technically a whole, so we get the answer 3, which matches the dividend on the inside, which tells us my answer is correct. All right, let's go down to 1C. All right, so 1C, we're missing the problem. We have the unit form right here. We're missing all of the stuff in the middle, and we have the little long division. Let's actually start backwards, start with the last one, and work our way backwards. Sometimes that helps us. So let's go ahead and say, okay, how many times can 4 go into 6? If you count by 4s without going over 6, how many times can you count? 4, 8, we already went over, so it's only going to be 1 time. So 1 times 4 is going to be 4, and you're going to subtract, take away, 6 minus 4 is going to give you 2. Well, that's going to become a fraction now. The remainder is now going to be our numerator, and our denominator is going to be the divisor of 4. So here is our answer, 1 and 2/4. So that's the mixed number. We can write it in this column right here, 1 and 2/4. Well, as an improper fraction, we can use the mixed number and work backwards. So let's say, okay, if I have 2/4 as a fraction, let's change 1/2 to be a fraction as well. Well, if we're still using fourths, 1/2 would be 4/4. And so if we add these together, 4/4 plus 2/4, that will be our improper fraction of 6/4. Which then we learned in the last lesson, if you have a fraction like 6/4, that's actually another way of writing a division problem, 6 divided by 4. So now we can actually go ahead and write the problem out of 6 divided by 4. Remember, this division sentence is the same thing as this fraction. This fraction is another way of writing division. And now if we went back to our workspace over here and we did our multiply to check, we're technically going to be multiplying 4. That's our divisor. And we're going to multiply it by our answer, 1 2/4. And we're going to hope to get the answer 6. Well, let's think of it as addition. We have 1 2/4 plus 1 2/4 plus 1 2/4 plus 1 2/4. So that's another way of writing that multiplication sentence up above. Now I'm going to add just my whole numbers, make it easy. I got 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. I'm going to get 4. And now I'm going to add my fourths. Well, I have 2/4 plus 2/4. Well, I already know 2/4 plus 2/4 is technically 4/4. And then I have another 2/4 plus 2/4. That's another 4/4. And remember, these are technically 1/2. These fractions, 4/4 is 1/2. So 4 plus 1 plus 1 gives us 6, which matches our dividend of 6. That means we got the answer correct. And D, we are missing the unit form, but they already gave us the improper fraction, the mixed number. We just need to do the little long division and the check. So let's actually do the unit form. Remember, we're going to pretend that we have 5, like say 5 cookies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need to give it to 2 people. So these 2 little squares represents 2 people. So I'm going to say, let's cut each cookie in halves. I'll do it in blue. We're going to cut them in halves. So there's 2 halves right there. If I do another cut, I have 4 halves. Another cut would be 6 halves. Another cut would be 8 halves. And the last cut and the final cookie would be 10 halves. I have 10 pieces now. 10 halves since I cut each cookie in half. So that's going to be our unit. We have 10 halves. And now we're going to divide those 10 pieces by 2. And let's think, how many halves would I have if you had 10 pieces or 10 halves divided by 2? So 10 divided by 2 would give you 5 halves, which is the same thing as it's the same thing as this improper fraction. And this improper fraction also means 2 1/2. So we can also prove that by doing a little long division. We can say, okay, if the division problem is 5 divided by 2, there's my 5 and there's my 2. How many times can 2 go into 5? Let's count by 2s. You have 2, 4, 6. Oh, 1 over. So it looks like 2 can go into 5 2 times, because 2 times 2 is 4. And we subtract, we would get 1 left over. Remember that 1 is now going to become a numerator, and our denominator is going to be this guy out here, our divisor. So our answer is 2 1/2. So let's check that. Let's change it over to blue. We're going to go ahead and say, okay, we're going to check our answer. And we're going to go ahead and multiply 2, which is the divisor. And we're going to multiply by our answer 2 1/2, which means we're going to be doing 2 1/2 plus 2 1/2, which means we can go ahead and add our whole numbers together. 2 plus 2 is 4. And then add the two fractions together. 1/2 plus 1/2 would be 2 halves, which you should know is also considered one whole. And that would be 4 plus 1 is 5, which matches our dividend. That means our answer 2 1/2 is correct. All right, let's look at this word problem for number 3. Number 3 says, a caterer has prepared 16 trays of hot food for an event. Let's circle that. The trays are placed in warming boxes, kind of like when you get a pizza delivery, they put it into that little warming container for delivery. Each box, it's box in the word each box, can hold 5 trays of food. All right. The question says, how many warming boxes are necessary for delivery if the caterer wants to use as few boxes as possible? So we have to explain how we know. So once again, how many warming boxes are necessary for delivery if the caterer wants to use as few boxes as possible? So since we're practicing our division, we're going to say, okay, it looks like we're taking the 16 trays of hot food and we are dividing it into each box that can hold 5 trays. So we're going to divide it by 5, and that's going to tell us how many boxes of the warming boxes. Because remember, one box can hold 5 trays, and he has 16 trays. So let's kind of just take away those words. We have 16 divided by 5. Now remember that trick that we were learning about. Division is the same thing as a fraction. 16 divided by 5. Our dividend now becomes the numerator, 16 over 5, because our divisor, the second number, is our denominator. Okay, 16 over 5 is our fraction. Let's pull out some wholes. Well, I can pull out 5/5. That's a whole right there. I can pull out another 5/5. That's a hole right there. I can pull out one more 5/5 because now I actually have, if I count these up, 5/5 plus 5/5 is 10/5 plus another 5/5 is 15/5. And then how many fifths are left over? I would actually have 1/5 left over. So that means that the answer turns out to be 3 wholes and 1/5. Now in this word problem, this 3 wholes represents the warming boxes. So we can actually have 3 warming boxes. So we can actually say 3 boxes right here. And then now we have 1/5 left over. We actually have one more tray that needs to be put into a box. So if we need to be able to use all 16 trays for delivery and use a few number of boxes, we can't use 3 boxes because there would actually be 1 left over. We're going to need to have 4 boxes to be able to deliver all 16 food trays. So let's write the answer to the question. There needs to be 4 boxes to carry the 16 trays of hot food. Now let's go a little bit farther and explain. 3 boxes will be completely full And we're going to go ahead and cross out B so we can write our rest of our explanation. 3 boxes can be completely full, and the last box will have, now going back to our fraction, 3 boxes are completely full, and that means there's going to be one tray that out of 5 that can be held in the box, there's going to be one tray in the last box. And the last box will have one tray. Period. All right. Good job, 5th graders. We're going to go ahead and end this lesson here on lesson 3. I'll see you on the next lesson.